everybody. Welcome back to the 30 Minutes of Fame podcast. Today, I'm here with a very talented musician I found when I was late night doom scrolling again because I couldn't sleep, and that's what I do. Um, this is Tristin from just south of Las Vegas in the good old USA, and there's no tariffs on this performance, so we are safe from that. Welcome to my little show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I listened to five or six songs just that first night, and I always first I listen to the tunes, see if anything hooks me in. Listen to the words, and some of your songs are pretty deep, and I was kind of drawn to the kind of Johnny Cashness in your voice, just that real soul. My dad, when I was growing up, he's a minister, and he always had Johnny Cash on. So I don't know, your music kind of hit me that way. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta
Oh,
get this guy
thank
on.
you. I mean,
So how long? How long you been playing? How long you been posting stuff online? How's that been?
I've been playing for about a year and a half. I've been posting online maybe 6, 7 months.
Wow.
Not very long. Not a real veteran of the game yet.
Hey man, you're getting there. You've got the I love discovering people like you on there. It's kind of been new. I mean, I have everybody on here. I have power lifters. I've had people that beat cancer. But the musicians, because I've been playing guitar for 40 years, and I've been singing for 25 years, but I was always drunk. I've been singing sober for about 6 months, and
Congratulations.
you had mentioned the biggest audience you would play for was 30 people in a church. What was that like? Is that something you do frequently now, or a one-time deal?
Uh, I did it one time, and I've decided after playing my fourth Taylor Swift song in a row, I don't want to play in front of a audience that makes a whole load of requests because that's not really within my style.
Yeah, that, I actually wouldn't mind hearing that, but just your voice playing that because I have an 11-year-old daughter, and of course she was obsessed with Taylor Swift. So she's like, "Dad, can you play Trouble? Dad, can you?" So I go up on the chord websites and I'd make these kind of rock and roll versions like Axl Rose singing Taylor Swift, and she didn't ask me again. So, but
There you go.
yeah, it's good, man. Your music is powerful. Your words, some of them hit me. I mean, of course, you can take a song and it can relate to you in a way you don't even know it's relating to someone, just words you might have in your head that someone else will take. Um, but I got to ask you, do you write the tunes first or do you write the words first?
It really depends on the song. Sometimes I find that one beautiful tune and I just need to put some words to it, or I just got some words brewing in my head and I decide to throw some chords along with it. It's really about which one strikes me at midnight first.
There's been times I've woken up at like 2 o'clock in the morning with like words to a chorus in my head. I always start with the words and add the music after. So it's kind of I love hearing how different it is. I had a two friends on that do harmonies together, and one would write always the music, one would write the verses, and they just combine their thoughts together. So it's so different, but I love it. Your first four videos you popped up online, was that originals, or do you have a favorite song to cover?
I mostly play originals, but if I'm covering a song, my go-to is usually a good old Canadian legend, Stan Rogers. Uh, Love his songs like Lock Keeper, 45 Years, The Field Behind the Plow.
What about Canadian legend Stompin' Tom Connors? You do it.
I'm not actually familiar with his work.
Okay, he's someone to look up because your voice and his voice, he is no longer with us sadly, but it's I could hear. He does a song called "The Good Old Hockey Game." They play it every rink here, and sometimes in the states, in Las Vegas, they play it. It's kind of like a hockey theme song. But there's songs of his I could hear you doing as well. That'll be my little request after to hear a Stompin' Tom come.
All right, sounds like I gotta look him up. Just be sure to message me with that name so I don't forget.
I sure will. I sure will. So if you could record any song or write a song with anybody, who would you pick, past or present?
Past or present, all time. Oh man, there's so many great ones all time that I'd love to write a song with. Like obviously Stan Rogers, Tommy Makem, Brian Adams, Frank Sinatra, the Beatles. or even Willie Nelson.
So you've been Willie Nelson was also another one of my dad's favorites as well. So that guy, he's still going. I can't believe
Oh yeah.
he's rocking on. Um, my podcast, as most of you watching know or don't know, it is a mental health show. So in a year and a half you've been playing and posting, how's music impacted your own mental health?
Well, I'll tell you, it's certainly been a great outlet for any negative feelings I may have, or even positive feelings I may have, because I'm normally not a very emotional man. But with music, that allows me to express the way I feel, be who I want to be.
I love it. I I had a song written for my 2 weeks before my daughter was born in 2014. I wrote a song, just words, and it sat in my email for 11 years. And I just put music to it a few months ago and posted it on TikTok, and it's hit or miss on there. Sometimes you'll get like 100 views, sometimes you'll get 20,000. You never know what's going to happen. Um,
Yep.
you're speaking of church. I My parents were ministers, and then I ran away from the church when I was 15. And my amazing girlfriend, they had this Joyful Notes concert coming up, and she was like, "Oh, you should play your guitar and sing something at church." I'm like, "You mean I'm like sober?" I'm like, I've never done that." But there was probably 300, mostly seniors, in this church, and I got up and I sang "Hard Fought Hallelujah" by um, Jelly Roll and Brandon Lake. And of course, they all thought I wrote it, and they thought it was the most amazing song they'd ever. "Oh, you wrote that? That's so good." I'm like, "No, no, I can't take credit for that." But it was terrifying. I've only done it once. I might do it again. I don't know. But it's music is powerful, man. It's my new medicine. Where like it was drinking for like 25 years. So
I know what you feel. I one time went up in front of about 20 people and sang a Tennessee Ernie Ford song at a bar. No liquid courage, because, well, I personally don't drink, but went there with my brother, his designated driver. So I'm up there and my leg is shaking like a leaf in the wind. And I'm like, oh God, no, don't collapse.
yeah, I remember mine shaking like I was on a stool. I never played on a like a bar stool before, but it was in a church, like one of those. And my leg was. I was watching the video back. You could see my leg going like this, but nobody noticed. Nobody cared. Um, so yeah, let's play one of your originals here, and we can talk about the story of it after or before or whatever you prefer.
All right, I'll play "The Blues of a Soldier." It's most recent, one of the most recent songs I wrote. Goes like this. Back when I loved you, and you loved me too. I thought our love was true until you left me blue. I remember when we had our fun before the war in '01. Then you wrote me, dear John, and you were gone. I lost myself over there when my friends passed in pairs. I'm the only one that's left, coming home to an empty nest.
Man, I've got a lot of military friends. I ran a charity from 2007 till up until 2014, and I've heard a lot of stories. I've had a lot of them reach out to me at like 3 o'clock in the morning because I used to be up so late. They always knew I was on to talk, but some of those words, man, I've never served. I've never been in the military, but knowing so many of them personally, and yeah, I think that's gonna hit a lot of people, and I'll be
Yeah,
firing this out to them. And
I've had loads of friends who've been in the military, both Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, even Coast Guard, and a lot of them got deployed to that war in Afghanistan, and then they get that letter from their girlfriends, which is frequently known as a Dear John letter of they want to break up, and it's always an absolute tragedy.
yeah, that's unreal. I love those words, and that's a beautiful sounding guitar as well. What are you playing there? We can give them a shout out.
Oh, this guitar is it's kind of special, but it's kind of not. So this is an Orangewood Oliver Live. I got this plugged into just a crappy little Fender Sidekick, but the strings are where the secret is. So I took the strings that you normally put on a 12 string, and I took the octave strings, put them on a 6 string, and tuned them to Dadgad,
Hmm.
and that's how I
Something I might try.
play
I've
music.
got a guitar back there that was gifted to me from the music director at my church actually like a year ago. And my
And it's
first guitar I ever had was a Charvel. It was an electric, and all I used to play was like Motley Crue and Soundgarden and stuff like that. And then I pawned it back in my drinking days because I needed party money, and sadly I got rid of it. And then I found out this thing is worth like 5 or 6 grand now from that old style Charvel car. I'm like, what? I pawned that for like $200. But maybe
dang,
someday I'll write a song about my old guitar, like a country song. But
maybe,
no, that
maybe.
was really good, man. I really enjoyed that. I love doing these episodes. It's like I get a free concert once a week. But yeah, if you want to play another one, we can certainly love to hear that.
All right. I wrote this one about 2 days ago, and I've actually haven't performed it for anybody yet. So you're actually going to be the first person to hear this one. Wandering through this life, forgetting what I know, missing my kids and wife. Can't see their faces when I close my eyes, but I hold on. I was a stallion once in my youth, bit of a rapscallion as well. Looking back with a smile, but I hold on. Lost my friends one at a time. Every man has his ends, and leaves it all behind someday. But I hold on. Pushing on through it all, not knowing where it goes. In life you're just a pawn until it's time to go. But I hold on.
Nice. Again, man, powerful words. I can relate to some of that. But what's the story of that song?
Well, as I get older and all my relatives are getting older, I've noticed a lot of them are becoming slower in the mind, so to say. Dementia kind of has a way of creeping in and taking your loved ones from you. And I suppose that's the song is about a fellow with dementia trying to take a look back on his life.
Yeah. Man, my grandmother had Alzheimer's for 14 years. So that song hit me hard. I used to go visit her and sing. I didn't know church songs. I couldn't remember them, but she couldn't talk. She couldn't talk for the last 2 years of her life. And when I go in there and sing, she'd sing along every single word, and as soon as you stop singing, she'd go back to mumbling. So it's a heartbreaking disease, man. But I wrote a song about it called 3 Minutes with Grandma that I sang once, I performed once, I put it online. I've never sang it again because I couldn't do it. So
I understand.
it's a horrible disease, but music is so powerful. Just like with these doing these music episodes, there was one song I learned for her called, it was a church song, but it was called "When the Battle Is Over, We Shall Wear a Crown." And man, that was her favorite song her whole life. And you go in there and she'd sing every single word, and then just go back to blah 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 blah. Right? That's why I love music. I love doing these shows. I love having people like you on, finding new talent and all kinds of styles. I got a rapper, I got a death metal band coming on here. Um, you never know what you're gonna see on the 30 Minutes of Fame podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching your show actually since you first approached me, and I got to say it's a good show. A lot of great talent has been on here. It's really a wonderful watch.
Well, one of the coolest things was having that magician on that drew me, and then all of a sudden the picture started talking to me. That tripped me out. And then of course my new friend Jr. He's a 80% blind comedian, but I've never met anyone so positive in my life, and I just love sharing other stories. I mean, mine's been out there. People are sick of me talking about all this stuff for years and years. So I'm like, oh, let's just give some other people a voice. So
I
yeah,
appreciate you out here giving everybody a voice to really share their art.
so if people want to follow you, I'll put all your links in the description. I know TikTok. I don't know if you got anything on Spotify yet, or if you have plans to.
Uh, I do, but I'm fighting with my distributor right now, so I don't care if people listen to my stuff on Spotify.
Okay. Yeah. So just you fire me whatever links. If you're watching this now, just go click everything down in the description. Follow Tristan, whatever social media you guys are both on. I've got one last question for you that I ask all my guests at the end of every episode. Um, a 100-meter pigeon carrying contest. How many pigeons do you think you could carry 100 meters and still have in your arms at the end of the race?
Oh, that's a good question. That depends on who I'm racing against, I suppose, because a 100-meter dash is not too hard. Carrying pigeons, though, is quite a pain, though. They fight and they bite and they peck. Oh, I'm gonna say I can comfortably carry two, one in each hand, without getting clawed up too much.
Hey, well, you know what? I don't know if you know who Bret Hart is, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. He only said he could carry two, so you're two ahead of a WWE Hall of Famer right there. So
There
yeah,
you go.
so yeah, everybody click the links, click like the bell, all that cool stuff. My 10-year-old daughter tells me to say, oh, she's 11 now, but all that cool stuff. No Taylor Swifts were harmed in the making of this episode, and Travis Kelsey, don't come at me, but you can come on my podcast. But yeah, thanks for coming on with me and sharing your tunes, and yeah, we'll keep in touch when you get when you get your first album out. We can do a follow up episode or something like that. I stay in touch with all my guests.
It's been great being on the show, and I hope you much success in the future.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. If you're out there struggling, going through anything else, maybe try picking up a guitar. Go get some guitar lessons. It'll help your mind, and you never know. You could become a guest on my show.